Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I have this paper squishy which is of a vintage kind of TV. This was requested a bunch of times as I showed it on my recent collection video. So to start off making this paper squishy, I took a medium grey coloured felt tip pen and drew out a rounded rectangle shape. Inside of that shape I then drew a rounded square and just coloured this in a greyy, kind of bluey tinted pen. I just coloured this all completely in, and this was to make the screen on the TV. With a darker grey felt tip, I just coloured in some details on the right hand side of the TV, making it look like it had little buttons and so on. What I then did was took a light grey coloured again and just coloured in the rest of the TV. I was actually going to leave this white but felt like it needed to be grey to look a little bit more realistic. You can of course do this in whatever colours you want. Some kawaii colours such as pink and purple, maybe even mint would look really cute for a more cute and pastel-like effect. Next, taking a black marker pen, I just drew out the face and I popped on two little eyes on the screen with a mouth in between. I also then took my white posca pen and just added some details on the eyes such as highlight, and I also added some highlight to the screen. These posca pens are brilliant for this as they are paint pens, so the white sits on top of any other colour that you've added. Another way to add on this would be Tipex, or I think it's called Whiteout in the US. Going back in with the same dark grey that I used on all the details, I just drew a little kind of aerial on the very top of the television. Next I took lots of strands of tape and just covered the whole picture from the very bottom all the way to the top, including the aerial. This was just to kind of protect it and make sure that it's nice and thick and doesn't rip when you squish it. Next I just cut it out all the way around, just leaving the aerial part still fairly connected so that I could go back to that in a bit once it's a bit more secure. What I then did was took tape bits and just wrapped them round all the way around the edges. Once I got to the corner I actually popped in some little cuts into the tape and folded over each bit of those. Along the straight edge I was able to just place it over the edge and fold it around. As you can see here, I'm popping in more slits, just taping it all down and then going on to the straight bits again. I then moved on to the aerial, cut out the excess bits of white paper on that and took two individual bits of tape and wrapped them round each side of the aerial one at a time, cutting off any excess. Once taped around 3/4 of the way around, I then stuffed my paper squishy, and I actually squished mine with toy stuffing, you know, that polyester filling that's used inside of plushies. I stuffed mine with this just because I have loads of it, but you can stuff your paper squishy with whatever filling you want. To tape it up, I just secured the front and the back pieces of paper like with my hands, making sure that they all lined up nice, and then taking little bits of tape. I then squished this and felt for any air holes, and if there were any I just taped them up to trap all the air inside, leaving a nicer slow rising finish. Once I was completely happy with all the taping, my squishy was then complete. So I didn't actually decorate the back just because I am super lazy, but you can decorate the back if you want to give it a nicer finish. As you can see here, this squishes really nicely, it squishes really well in my hands. It rises to about 90% of the original kind of thickness, which is exactly what you want when you come to a paper squishy. Now with paper squishies, they don't usually rise all the way back up, so if you just need to kind of de-crinkle the paper, you can just stretch it out and smooth it out with your hands and it will return back to normal. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what type of squishies you prefer, the paper ones, memory foam ones, or duct tape ones. Thanks for watching and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!